Lecture by Bruno Gröning, Vienna 1958. My dear friends, it is exactly the same joy for me as it is for you that once again I am able to be here today in order to tell you how your day-to-day life looks like, what it consists of, and why you are not able to experience the most important thing that you ought to experience. The reason for this is simply that you still do not know how to interpret the word life. Whether you say yes or no, you really do not know what your life, your being here, means for you. You, my dear friends, have been seized by many things. You have been under the influence of evil so often. You have had to see and to hear evil so often that in the end you too were seized by evil. Evil, my dear friends, is always that which put you into a state of unrest. You become unsure of your purpose here. You become restless, and then you really become surrounded by an even greater restlessness, and even more so caught up in it, so that you are not able to do the right thing. Just tell me whether you were in a position when you were restless, whether you then knew how to do the right thing. Here is a little saying for you. For humankind, let peace be holy. Yes, some people say this. I say, let peace be holy for humankind. Only fools go rushing around. Here in Vienna you say, only fools go rushing around. That is well said. Fools go rushing around. Never let those words apply or characterize you. So peace, my dear friends, is that which really leads humans to the good, because nothing is better than that. If you keep your peace, just as you have taken your seats here, just as you are sitting peacefully here, you discover what this peace is giving you. Only the good. If I were to ask you a short question now, I know that people have described Gröning in a certain way. They have attributed all manner of things to him. They speak about a miracle doctor. They speak about miraculous healings. They speak about everything possible. But they do not speak about the one to whom they belong, and about how all of this is possible. But let us stay with this single word, peace. Let peace be holy for you, and the first thing that you will always notice, dear friends, is that you feel well if you have brought yourself into a state of peace and quietness. If you've come to peace and quietness here, you came in thinking, I must behave calmly and peacefully here. It certainly was not noisy in here, although I heard some noise outside, but you have really behaved calmly. And this peace and calmness that you have now taken in gives you a good feeling, doesn't it? At this point I ask, who does not feel good? Who has an uneasy feeling? That person can make himself quietly known. Do make yourself known. Don't be afraid. Just put up your hand. Do you have a good feeling? A calm feeling? A woman answers yes. Is this doing you good? And she says yes. In that case, please do this always. Take the time to become peaceful. Let peacefulness come over you. Preserve this peace and never let it be taken from you. Then many things will be different. Someone now interrupts Bruno, but he continues to speak. I am already saying everything. Please do not tell me anything. I am already telling you what I have to say. I only talk about the life as you have lived it up to now. Often people cannot be peaceful. Why can't they? Because they are surrounded by restless spirits, by restless people who over and over again bring them into a state of restlessness. And once you get into a state of restlessness, that is then how you are. In the end, this is how it goes, and you don't know whether you are coming or going. You mix everything up just because you have allowed yourself to become confused. You have only one concern in your life, and that is to preserve your peace, not to lose your peace, and to make every effort to ensure that it is not taken away from you. As I said, if you hear or see evil, or if you are actually approached by evil, meaning people who carry evil inside them, avoid all of that. And you feel it, don't you? Don't say you have not felt it. You have always been aware of it when you have met a person who was not good, who did not have any good inside him. You felt it. Either your heart beat a little faster, or you became agitated and wondered, why am I agitated? Afterwards you concluded, yes, since that person has been in my house, since he's been around me, since he's been near me, I'm agitated. Most of the time you did not pay any attention to all of this, but you have certainly experienced it in your life. It is exactly the same as how you are here now, and when you come home and you are at home and there really are agitated spirits, as you yourselves have stated before. Family members or just relatives, or for my part, they could be your acquaintances or even just your next door neighbor, that you then become restless. There are people who prepare themselves already beforehand and say, yes, here it is good. This is exactly the same as when you are with someone, or when you are perhaps visiting a family that carries the good inside them. Then you always feel well, like if you were at home, you say, although your home is in fact not that peaceful. But now, if you think as follows, when I come home again, then all hell breaks out, as people are used to saying. And indeed that's how it is. However, do not attune yourselves beforehand to pick up evil, but rather preserve your peace and ensure that it is not taken away from you. The power of God works everywhere. A human being must simply take it in. And here he really is protected, especially when he is convinced of himself and of everything that has done him no good, or has done him good. For that which is not good, that those people who have passed evil on to him, by being agitated, fiddling about, doing all kinds of things, then you say, will you just stop that? You are making me nervous with all your running about. You are making me nervous with all your talking. You are making me nervous. And that's how it goes the whole time, dear friends, yes, and you have noticed this yourselves. Well, one thing leads to another. when a person just keeps on doing the same thing over and over again, when he just takes a chair and puts it down here and then he puts it down there 1, 2, 3 times, you see, meanwhile it really gets to you, and you say, well, will you just stop doing that and leave that chair where it is? These are just a few examples, but there are many more. However, you have found out that it was that agitated you, what it was that agitated you. And this agitation, dear friends, that you've taken over and over again. However, you have found out what it was that agitated you. And this agitation, dear friends, that you have taken in over and over again, I should say that you have taken in after hour after hour. There is always something else. There is always some new agitation. Yes, and it all accumulates, and it doesn't do you nor your body any good. And then come the problems. When you are too agitated, you even lose your appetite because of your lack of calmness. Then you lose your appetite and you don't get any rest at night. You have nothing left at all. And now you really need some good advice. You think, what should I do now? You plainly begin to flutter, and that's always a sign that your body is short of energy. You've used up all your energy. You have really been caught by evil. Once you have had bad experiences. You have crossed the road and the traffic is coming from all sides. Let's say you have had the experience that you have been hit by a car, or that you have seen something like this. How uncertain, how agitated you then later cross the road. Instead of just calmly waiting, first looking to the left and then to the right, you think, is it really clear so that I can get across? Yes, I can get across now, but is it really clear on the right also? If it is, then I will cross, making sure that I direct my body in the correct way, in complete calmness. But if a vehicle suddenly comes from the right, then I will remain where I am. But if you go back and forth now, then comes a big danger to you, and in this way you are likely to cause an accident because of your lack of calmness. You see, in this case, without intending to, you are already giving evil, in other words, agitation, to the driver. So you see, without intending, you take in on beforehand, before crossing the street, you are already taking in that which is not good. You think, nothing will happen. You are already standing there, yes, and you are already passing it on to others, to your next, to your fellow human being who are sitting at the wheel in one of those vehicles or are just sitting in one of those vehicles. They pick it up at once, you see, without intending to do so. If only you were always as you are here today, where you are sitting so calmly and peacefully, where you are not picking up any evil thoughts, only collecting good thoughts, for you really want to have the good, because you are in need of the good. If you have had an appointment at your doctor, when you went to see him, what did you tell him? Yes, doctor, this and that, and the rest of the stuff you told him, so that in the end the doctor had absolutely no idea what to do with you, how he could give you what you need. he said to himself, not to you personally. This woman is plainly confused. She is just nervous. She needs to become calm. She needs to relax. Or it can just as well be a man who needs it. Doesn't matter who it is. Yes, look, how does all of this come about? With justification I say, better safe than sorry. Why did you bring yourself or allow yourself to be brought to this agitated state so that these problems occurred? If someone just said an evil word to you, a word that does not apply to you, a nasty word, or 2 or 3 of them, or if there was any kind of scandal in your immediate vicinity, in your neighborhood, how depressed you were, how agitated you were, well, what was that all about? You see, you should remain above all evil that people express, that people speak about. And let this be said, there are so many people who only collect evil, and they have to pass this evil on. You must understand this. If you should not understand this, then things will look bad for you. I'm not going to say much to you, dear friends, yet I am a role model for you, but not a very big one. The name of Gröning seems to be feared. What is he doing? What is he up to? How have people depicted Gröning? If you want to, I would allow you to bring my press archive here to Vienna. Then you could read everything that's in there. Afterwards, I would have to ask you this question. Why do you still want to come to me? After reading that I'm such a dirty, rotten person, such a charlatan, a liar, a cheat, such a crook, and all the rest of it. And after all that, you still want to come to me? Yes, you want to experience the truth, not about Gröning, but through Gröning, in yourself. You certainly can, because you are important. But as I said, why have I taken less notice of all this? I said in 49, my press archive, I say, will become this high as I am, as high as my body. It is almost there. Today I have just spoken by telephone with my home. They are still busy gluing and steadily working on the press archive. That's to say, it's not yet complete, because new articles are frequently coming in. Do you perhaps think that I would use my precious time to read such an article? No. Or to take that in, or get annoyed? No. You see, again and again I only ascertain, even if there are only a few short written sentences, I realize that everything is pure fiction and completely made up. Well, I'm convinced of that, and therefore it doesn't worry me in the least. This is in contrast to when someone has said something to you, yes, just one word, I certainly don't want to use such words. You know them yourself, don't you? When someone has said something bad to you, you are immediately offended. You immediately got worked up. You immediately deteriorated, and at once you became unsettled, standing there like this, saying, "Oh, please, children, let me be. I don't want to eat anything now. I can't eat." And that was only the beginning. Then came the disturbances. Then you have felt carelessly with your body. You have deprived it of its power, the energies you need for your body. As a consequence, you lost all this energy. I say, let peace be holy for humankind, for only crazy people go rushing around. The latter I don't do. I am not in a hurry. I maintain my peace, I preserve it, because peace is the holiest matter for me, and I do not allow anyone to take this heavenly divine peace from me. Or would you prefer that I allow that to happen? But really, what have you done? And are you surprised that you have ended up in discrepancy, that you do not feel happy, that your life is disrupted? This life of yours is a troubled, not a peaceful life anymore, when you focus on all sorts of things and waste your good time by listening to this nonsense, to rubbish. Yes, haven't you noticed all of this already? But that's how it was. Through disquietness came that which was not good. Through peacefulness came that which was good. And it is this peace that does you good. This has already become apparent to you if you have ever been in hospital, or if you have had to keep to your bed at home. When the doctor came in, he said, absolute rest. And if you did have rest without agitation, and if you did not have any visitors who caused you agitation, oh, that was good. But if that has not been the case, when someone told you all kinds of things, then you became anxious. Or at the very least you certainly once stood at a sick bed and you told this sick person something, or you were told something and he or she told you that at home it's like this and that, saying, I have no rest here at all like this. You have certainly noticed this already. You know it. I'm not bringing you anything new. But do you want to live like this forever? Do you always want to go on taking in that which is not good? Do you always want to continue to listen to evil and thus squandering your precious time, so that subsequently you end up in discrepancy? I dare not ask someone individually how he has fared in life, how he, that's to say his body, has been caught up in disorder. And then when you go to the doctor, if your body has been injured somewhere, or if you were ever crammed it too full with good things, especially during holidays, when one eats more than usual and indeed especially good food, that you yourself put into your body. And then is your stomach upset, then is everything upset, and then you say, oh doctor, I have so much pain, I don't understand why, but I have this and that and the other. I need not tell you that, you've said it yourself. But when this doctor, who's usually sensible, says, well, yes, the stomach is a little upset, or something like that, or he says, well, you've been upset about something, just relax, and then things will soon become better again. It's exactly the same, dear friends. If someone has got you caught up in evil in such a way that it has really ensnared you, so that matters might already have got as far as legal proceedings, what state are you in then? And one cannot talk to you at all anymore, not at all. You mix everything up, you confuse the lawyer, if you have appointed one, if you had to appoint one. You confuse the lawyer and you confuse the court as well. Instead of preserving your peace and stand on the side of the truth. There is nothing to get upset about. The only question is if and to what extent you have taken it in. If the answer is yes, then please call yourself to order and say, I really can't go on doing this in my future, because I'm hurting myself and I'm also weakening my body. But of course, if you really want to carry on doing this, then do continue to do so. To be continued.